Everyone, please have a check over the chat. I have shared the live link there. All right, it's 10 a.m. We'll start the meeting. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guest. My name is Poorva and I'll be the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all to the 206th meeting of Sinhgad Toastmasters Club. Before we start the meeting, I would like to mention few ground rules which we follow in our Toastmasters meeting. Number 1, please turn off your mobile phones or put them on silent mode. As Toastmasters, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics, so please refrain from discussing these topics. Please put yourself on mute if you are not speaking. Please try to keep your videos on for making the meeting more lively and interactive. As everybody in their life has a mission to achieve their goals, likewise, our Toastmasters Club also has a mission. The mission of our Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and a positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. With this, I announce the meeting as open and hand over the stage to the presiding officer, Poorva. That's me. Yeah, so thank you so much, Sergeant at Arms Poorva, for giving me handing over the stage. All right, welcome everyone to today's 206th meeting. And today we again have a very special agenda. Rather than having the typical 3 sections of the meeting, like the prepared speeches, table topics, and evaluation, we just have 2 sections today. So the meeting is going to be short and crisp so that you will be entertained and your energy is, you don't feel so dragged at the end of the 2 hours, because it is just going to be a 1-hour meeting. All right, with that, I see no guest today in the meeting. We just have visiting Toastmasters. All of them are role players. So we'll have a discussion and chit chat at the end of the meeting. And I'll also introduce you all, the visiting Toastmasters, I mean, throughout the meeting. All right, now, so let's go ahead with the agenda. And before we start with the prepared speeches, let me welcome the role player. One role player that we have, the auxiliary role player of this meeting, is the timer, the most important role player, without which we can't do anything. Time is so important. So I'll welcome him, and also to explain his role, I'd like to spotlight him. Just a minute. Let me also introduce him to you all. Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, Toastmaster Omkar is working as an AGM sales with Freudenberg Filtration. His hobbies include volleyball, cricket, and traveling at various places. So Toastmaster Omkar, please explain the timer role.
Yeah.
Over to you.
Thank you, Presiding Officer Poorva. Good morning, everyone, and dear Toastmaster friends. As a timer, my duty is to monitor the time for prepared speech. Today, we don't have the table topic speech, so prepared speech and the evaluation. When a speaker reaches the minimum time allotted, I will display the green card. When a speaker reaches the midpoint of the time range allocated, I will display the yellow card. When a speaker reaches the end of this speaking time, I will display the red card. And the speaker has 30 seconds grace time before the green or after the red card is displayed to the end of the speech in order to qualify for the vote. I will show the background, in the background, the cards like this. Thank you. Over to you, Poorva.
Thank you so much for explaining that role very well, Omkar. Now let's move ahead with the prepared speeches section. So we have the first speaker, Toastmaster Rajendra. And to evaluate him, we have DTM Pramod with us. So may I request as evaluator DTM Pramod to please read the objective and the pathway details of the speech.
Morning, Madam President and fellow Toastmasters. Really happy to be part of this special meeting. Today, Toastmaster Rajendra is going to deliver his last speech from level 1 in the path Dynamic Leadership. The title of the speech is, Am I Obese? Purpose of the speech is for the speaker to research on any particular topic and deliver a well-crafted, well-researched speech. The time allotted for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Timer, please note that green at 5, yellow at 6, and red at 7. The speaker will get 30 seconds to wrap up the speech. Wish you all the best, Toastmaster Rajesh Ake.
Thank you so much, DTM Pramod. Let me introduce Toastmaster Rajendra to you all. Toastmaster Rajendra is working as a quality and a reliability leader in Cummins Global Services and Analytics. He has completed his BE Mechanical Engineering, and he looks Toastmasters Club as a good source to learn communications and presentation skills and to overcome his stage fear. Am I obese? Toastmaster Rajendra. Toastmaster Rajendra, am I obese? Over to you.
When I see the mirror every time, I'm looking at my tummy and think, am I obese? Dear Toastmasters, when you see the mirror, what thing first come in your mind? You can unmute yourself and share your experience.
I might be boundary line obese.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Anand. And I'm seeing some of you are like having a smile. So wait, I will explain you what it is and how we can overcome this. Good morning, presiding officer, Toastmasters, and dear guests. I am searching for my last speech for the level 1, where it is researching and a presentation. I had done a lot of things and I was thinking whether I should take some paper or topic from the technical background, something from like really politics we cannot take. So, and then it is our manual also says that we should take something which is common problem and it should be understandable to all. Then I came across one news in the article. India is becoming a second home for obesity. Due to the pandemic, people are at home. Children are not going in the garden or playgrounds to play. All are on the mobiles and the television sets. And that's why obesity is becoming as a big problem in India and in the world. So I thought that this is the best topic I should take because it is going to help every one of us. And in these 7 minutes, you can take something out from this. So when I searched, I found that India is a master in this obesity. Means there is a Sushruta as one of the surgeon in India in 550 BC. So he first defined obesity is causing the diabetes as well as the heart disease. But yes, India not followed, and there are various reasons why the obesity is increasing in India. One thing is the per capita income annual income of the people has grown to a significant high level. Industry revolution happened, which caused that people are having machinery to do the work. We not required to go outside and do some physical work, which will cause to consume certain calories. Then I search in the World Health Organization's document that for obesity, they form one obesity federation. And 4th March, it is very much like a close to the this month. We are on 20th February, and 4th March is the World Obesity Day. So they decided that we should observe 4th March as the World Obesity Day. Main reason is to make the people aware what is obesity, because obesity is causing a serious problem in the uh, region, country, and everywhere. Because due to obesity, we are having the diabetes, hypertension, then problems related to heart, as well as we are getting lot of other things. And main focus is like it has lot of terrible consequences. Like one of the research says that in the world, women having obesity, they are more prone to the breast cancer. Then in North America, every year around 3 lakh people are dying due to obesity. It also has the widespread. Now coming to India, every year around 1 crore people are falling under this obesity. Then it is also stigmatizing. Like people are saying that if you are obese, you are having laziness, you are lazy, that's why you are obese. Then when the any recruiter hire the person, if some person is having the high weight or obese, he try to discriminate him, he try to avoid hiring that person. Then children are get bullying due to the obesity. So these are the all problem. That's why World Obesity Foundation decided that let's celebrate this 4th March as a World Obesity Day and make awareness. Because we not just want to celebrate, but we want to bring a situation when the world will be better and prosperous. But then when we say obesity, overweight, I think there should be some measure to define. And one simple measure is the body mass index, BMI. And it is very simply calculated. We need to take our weight in kgs and divide it by our height in meters. So, and we have to take a square of that. So very simple thing, weight divided by per square meter of your height. And then we'll get some value. And then this value is divided in a 4 category. First category, someone is having BMI less than 18.5 is called as underweight. Then BMI between 18.5 and 24.9, this is called as a normal person with a normal weight. Then person having weight BMI between 24.5 to 30, it's called as overweight. And above 30 BMI, it is called as obese. But don't worry, there are various solutions or we can follow to overcome this obesity. First thing, we need to eat healthy. Means we have to eat fruits, vegetables, at least 4 to 5 times in a day and on a regular basis. Second things, we need to avoid the processed food. We need to take the food grain which are black in color like jowar, bajra, ragi, or the brown rice. Then third thing is we need to do at least 30-minute exercise per day, and not just walking, but yes, it should have the brisk walk, cardio exercise, upper body, lower body, core. And this will, what will happen by doing this, we will stretch our muscles and muscle will start again rebonding, and then they will consume the calories. And last one, we need to do this continuously because this will help us to achieve our goals. Now I not want to just give you the theory. Like I was 78 kgs in July, and in 4 months I reduced my weight to 67 kgs, and now my BMI is also in the range, and that's why I got a lot of satisfaction. My tummy is flat. I'm very happy to present in front of my management team. I get a lot of confidence. So reduction in obesity is helping us in various ways. So I got benefit, and I thought that you should also get benefit of it. With this, I like to ask all of you, are you all with me to overcome the obesity? Over to you, presiding officer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rajendra, for that wonderful speech. Yes, obesity is very prevalent these days, and we definitely need to take care of that by exercising regularly. Yes, we are with you in this journey. Yeah. All right. Now we'll have a 30-second break to give feedback to Toastmaster Rajendra. You can do so by privately pinging him on the chat. Timer, please tell us once 30 seconds are over.
Second is over.
Thank you, Omkar. All right. Okay, there is some delay. Okay. Sorry, guys, things are taking a bit time because I'm playing multiple roles, Zoom master, presiding officer, host, and everything. So please bear with me. Yes. Now moving to the second speaker, which is me. So to read out the speech objectives and pathway details, may I call my evaluator, Toastmaster Ayub, the virtual test. Over to you, Ayub.
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Poorva. And today I will be evaluating as our TM Modi said, Toastmaster Poorva. And therefore, today she will be doing her level 1 project 2 speech 2 on the pathway of persuasive influences. The main purpose of this speech is for the member to apply the speech which she got from the first speech of her level 1 project 2. Therefore, the previous evaluator have recommended her to add some practical examples and to add some pauses in between. Therefore, I wish Toastmaster Poorva all the very best. And along with it, let me introduce the speaker along with the title. Toastmaster Poorva, why you need to take care of your mental health right now? Why you need to take care of your mental health right now? Toastmaster Poorva, over to you.
Thank you so much, Ayub. Let me just adjust my screen a bit. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Before I begin, let me just ask you a question. What, according to you, is mental health? Can you please unmute yourself and let me know? What, according to you, is mental health?
I think mental health is, shall I say, mental health is the peace of mind where you are not get distracted due to the influence of others.
Very true. Yes.
When I
And
could
you-
sleep, sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt. When I could fall asleep just in before 5 minutes, when I fall into the bed, and when I woke up in the morning, it has to be, I should smile. So for me, that is mental health.
Very true, very true. So various definitions of mental health and all of them are right at their place. Today I'll talk deeply about it. Let me start by sharing my journey about this mental health. I'll start with some 4 years back. 4 to 6 years back, I was preparing for a JEE entrance exam. And the coaching institute where I studied was the best in Central India. And the most hardworking and intelligent students got admission there. Sorry for that humble brag, but I had to really work very hard to get admission in that college. About 3,500 students appeared in the entrance exam to join that institute, and only 600 got selected, and I was one of them. Everyone in that institute was either an Olympiad topper, district topper, school topper, the best in the Central India. When when I was in the institute, we had to give a lot of tests, and I found myself constantly comparing my grades with other people. I would study so hard, 10 to 12 hours each day. I would get into the exam hall, and then suddenly I would be paralyzed by the fear that what if I'm not good enough? Although I have studied for 12 hours, but still I can't beat the topper of that institute. And that fear itself was so traumatizing to me that I could not write anything in the paper. And because even though I studied, but I could not write anything, and my grades deteriorated. And I somehow managed to overcome that fear, and well, at the end of the 2 years I achieved a decent score to get admission in a good college. But I was drained mentally and physically by all that bouts of competitiveness and studying so hard. By the time it was around, I guess, Jan 2018, I had stopped going to lectures, and I would sleep for 10 to 12 hours a day. Now that phase happened, and I joined college, my engineering college. To be honest, I really did not want to join college because I was so exhausted. But in India, we don't have any other option because I can't take a drop, and I can't waste one of my years. So I just joined the college. But trust me, my confidence was at the lowest. My mental health was on rocks because I was constantly comparing myself to everyone and everything. Even when I was in college, I would always say to myself, why am I not good enough as the topper? Why am I not good enough as that girl who also is good at grades and also dances and also sings? I was just continuously comparing myself, and I became depressed. I was diagnosed with depression. And because I constantly compared, and I was so depressed that I did not go to any of the lectures. I would just sleep in the hostel, and I would just read books that I liked, and I just did journaling. And I noticed that I was in this pattern of continuous self-hate while I was motivating other people to not compare themselves with others, but still I was doing that with myself, and I was hating myself so much. I had a huge inferiority complex. I indulged in a lot of self-rumination, and there was one lowest point in my life. As I told you that I was diagnosed with depression, I had made this decision that no, I have to overcome this, and I have to do something about it. By that time lockdown happened, and I just always wanted to overcome this fear of public speaking, so I joined Toastmasters. Now let me tell you how Toastmasters did help me in improving my mental health. So when I joined Toastmasters, I really was so afraid. Again, I was afraid that everybody here is a eloquent speaker, so everybody's so perfect, and I am a person who has this deep social anxiety, a girl who never talks to her neighbors also. How can this girl survive here? And on the first day of my table topics, I still remember that how scared I was. My hands were sweating, and it was a terrible experience. But then slowly, when I observed myself on the camera, I I understood that all the drama that I was doing, the self-hate, nothing matters when you come in front of the people. All that they see you is what you speak. And nobody actually is judging you. I always compared myself to others because I thought that I have to be at my best because people are constantly judging me. But when I joined Toastmasters, I knew that people are also involved in their own thought process. They are not so much judging you, and they are just not after you. Okay, they are here to support you. And honestly, I compared myself because I thought always that people are after me. They're after me, and they are just pushing me to give my best. I mean, they are always they'll kill me if I don't perform well. That is why I always try to stay on the top of my game. But that is not the case. Everybody has their life, and there is no such need to take so much tension. That is what I realized when I joined Toastmasters. And I also understood that you don't have to take yourself too seriously. Okay, don't take yourself too seriously. And have a distance between your thoughts and yourself. Don't get indulged in it. Okay, when you have one thought, that okay, today I gave a speech and it was worst, how bad I am, why did I do this, why did I not prepare? Don't judge yourself according to that. Everybody has a journey. Everybody has a journey and everybody takes time. If you can't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 20, that is what I have learned by analyzing everybody in Toastmasters. Everybody learns slowly and slowly, and that applies in your life as well. You need to give yourself the time to think. And journaling really helps a lot. Most of my mental health, I was so depressed, and that I could bring myself to a very positive state by detaching myself from what I have achieved. My self-worth is not coming from my outer achievements, it is intrinsic. That is what we need to understand. When there is this realization, you will automatically, have a happy state. So that's all about the insights that I wanted to share today. I hope it could help everyone. And that's all from my side. Thank you so much. All right. Can we have 30 seconds of break to give me some feedback? Okay, I was really scared because I saw the red card. I just hope I am not disqualified today.
Seconds is over.
All right. Yes, let's move to the third speaker. So we have third speaker as Toastmasters Shantanu, and to evaluate him, we have Toastmaster Anand. May I request Toastmaster Anand to please read out the speech objectives and the pathway details?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Poorva. Toastmaster Shantanu is in the pathway of presentation mastery. He is in the level 1. He's attempting his level 1 and project 3. And the objective of this project is Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. And the title for Toastmaster Shantanu is My Learning. All the best to Toastmaster Shantanu. The title is My Learning. Over to you, Toastmaster Poorva.
Thank you so much, Anand. And let me also introduce Toastmaster Shantanu to you all. Toastmaster Shantanu is working for Capgemini, and he is a part of Capgemini Ikigai Club, and he's serving as a VPPR there. It's just been 3 months that he has been into the Toastmasters family. So Toastmaster Shantanu, My Learning, Toastmaster Shantanu. Over to you.
Can I please start?
Shantanu, can you please turn on your video?
I guess, okay. Really sorry. Okay, been an year in with Zoom meetings and still struggling to turn the videos on. So thank you for that. So thank you, my fellow Toastmaster. Welcome to my nightmare. So before I start, I have a question for all of you. क्या तुमने कभी किसी से प्यार किया? I can see
I would
smiles.
pass this question. I would pass this question.
I can see smiles and I can say, I can clearly take that as yes, I guess. Nahi karna tha. Well, that is what I have been told. I have been told that love is like a dagger. It's a weapon to be wielded far away or up close. You can see yourself in it. It's beautiful until it makes you bleed. And ultimately, when you reach for it, it isn't there. Unfortunately, I was in all boys school. And just like every one of us, there was a stage in my life when I was curious about what's Valentine's. So I would go and ask one of my friends, hey, what is a Valentine's Day anyway? And to that, my friend replied, Shantanu, all this is a typical Western culture. These Western people are just destroying our culture. No matter what happens, never ever believe in Valentine's Day. And look, I bought that. And you cannot blame me for that because the only female interaction I ever had was with Noddy and Powerpuff Girls. And later, to my horror, what I realized is actually Noddy is also a guy, and even Noddy has a girlfriend. Did you knew that? But hey, it's okay. Noddy even has a plane. So my search for the learning, what is love started. And then I got into the typical Bollywood masala movies, and there was Miss Praganza and Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, Pyar Dosti Hai. And then I learned a little and I watched Rick and Morty, and I got to know that what people call love is just a chemical reaction. It hits hard and it slowly fades away, leaving you stranded and all alone. And it was in very moment. It was in this moment that I realized and I decided that I will break the cycle and I'm gonna focus on science. Well, and here I was, crushing over someone. You see, as I was planning to give my lines for science, Cupid had some other plans. You see, love, it happens sublimely, it happens sonally and accidentally. It will happen, and trust me, it will happen when you least expect it to. And here I was, crushing over someone. I don't remember what she wore that day, but I will never, ever in my life forget how she made me feel. It's crazy how greedy we get with times. I mean, when I got to know her, all I wanted was to be her friend. And when I was her friend, mind you, okay? And when I was a friend, all I wanted to be her best friend. And God, when I was her best friend, I wanted to be her special one. You don't want to be with someone you can just live with. You want to be with someone you cannot live without. And trust me, she had me the very moment she said, hello, Shantanu. It was in that moment. It was in that moment that I knew that God, I'm doomed. I guess when you're in school and colleges, you believe that you're going to meet many people and you're going to have many interactions with people. But later on in life, you realize that that special connection only happens a few times in our lives. You know, it is believed that if two people actually are in love and if they sit together and they hold hands, then their heart rates, the moment of their heartbeats, actually sings. To this day, science does not have a clear-cut answer. Why does this happens with human body? How can two hearts in two different bodies who have grown apart from each other can fall in this so-called phenomena of love and their heartbeat can actually sync? You see, you don't remember the moments. You remember how those moments made you feel. It is a continuous effort. You will never know when it happens, but mind you, it happens. When you realize that, oh God, finally I have this special person with whom I want to spend the rest of my life. You want that rest of your life to start as soon as possible. So, Did your Ron Weasley got his Hermione Granger? Or will I just end up singing Channa Mereya, Channa Mereya? Ladies and gentlemen, that's a cliffhanger I'm gonna leave you with. And that's a topic for some other day. So my name is Shantanu Tripathi, and this was my prepared speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shantanu, for that wonderful speech. Yes, timer, let's start the 30 seconds. And meanwhile, everyone please share the feedback for Shantanu. Well, it's true, Shantanu, that when you love someone, your heartbeats are in sync. I have not experienced this with, a different man or someone who's like a stranger to me, but this happens with me and my father a lot. We love each other so much. I have experienced this right from my childhood, that if we enter one room, we'll start feeling cold at the same time. We feel thirst at the same time, and we get angry at the same time. We like the same type of people. It's so synced, and we don't have to speak to convey our thoughts. That's strong. So it definitely happens if you are in love.
30 seconds is over.
Yes, all right, 30 seconds are over. And now we are done with the prepared speeches. And let me... Okay, can we also now have a quick group photo? Yes. Can you all please turn on your videos?
1 minute.
Yes. Just a minute. Can you all please pause? Thank you so much. All right. Now, let's move towards the next part of our agenda, which is the evaluation. And for that, let me spotlight our general evaluator. Let me introduce him to you all. Okay. The general evaluator of our meeting, Toastmaster Rahul, is an engineer working in the automotive sector. He takes interest in science, technology, art, and languages. And his hobbies include watching series, listening to music, and cooking. Over to you, Toastmaster Rahul.
Thank you very much for the warm welcome, and thank you for having me in this wonderful meeting. I'm glad that it is an amazing meeting with a lineup of amazing speakers, and we have witnessed all of it today. Now, as we move on to the next phase, we'll be listening to 3 more people speak wonderfully. They will be doing a major task, which is going to be assisting all of the speakers develop their speeches much more further. Let's jump in right away with the evaluation section. I'd like to call upon our first evaluator who would be giving his assessment of the first speech. Our first evaluator is distinguished Toastmaster Pramod, and let me just give you a brief introduction about him. He's an accidental banker who has been a Toastmaster for the last 4 years. Amazing. Started his leadership journey with Toastmasters Club of Pune as the president, served District 98 as area director for area P1 in 2019, now part of Toastmasters for Pune entrepreneurs, and currently serving as the district FM. He loves traveling, movies, books, and I think it's Lakshmi. Is that someone close to you? I'll let you fill in the gaps.
Yeah, it's my wife.
Surely. With that, over to you, Pramod. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul. Madam President and fellow and future Toastmaster. This is probably one of the difficult topics in level 1, researching and presenting. Normally, we present a speech based on our experience or expectations, but this project request is to read something and present in an interesting manner. And research, is a very boring topic. But today, Rajendra made it interesting because he selected a very relatable topic. This topic is very close to everybody's heart, whether you are skinny or you are obese. So you always have a conscious about your body weight or body mass index in Rajendra's language. So success of the speech, I would attribute 50% of that to the selection of this topic. Well done, Toastmaster Rajendra, for selecting a very current and relevant topic. The second is the structure. So when you are speaking about a problem, you have to state what the problem is. Then what is the consequences or how it impacts you or the society at large. Then the solution. Your speech was flowing in the same order. You first stated the problem, then you explained the consequences. At one point of time, you almost frightened us with different facts. Then you said, don't worry. You assured us that you have some solution in your hand. Then you started explaining the solution. That was wonderful. Then, in order to create credibility, you used statistics wisely. You explained what is body mass index. Then you said about the consequences and through various statistics. So these things, in fact, added value to the speech. So the moment you speak about various statistics or research found by various organizations, people will be interested to know more about that. So you created that curiosity, and I'm sure that many people would be searching something about obesity today by searching in some articles in Google, or they'll make some preparations. I'm sure about that. And coincidentally, I had given the same speech with the same title in Sinhgad Toastmasters in an offline meeting 2 years back. Because my weight journey, I was 131 kg at one point of time, and I reduced to 85. The same speech, I remember that, so it was very relatable for me as well. Then two things, small recommendations from my side. When you're quoting a lot of statistics, it is very important to pronounce the sources as well. You must have seen the research reports. In the footnotes, people give the sources. I have taken this from this magazine, or I have taken this from this organization's research report. So that will give more credibility to your sources. And you spend almost 1 minute to get to the point. So in a brutal language, I would say, cut the fluff and get to the point. So what you did best is, it is a well-delivered speech. The calm and composure was really good. And yours were a conversational style, and that added more beauty to the speech. I'm looking forward to see all your future speeches. All the best, Rajendra. Thank you. Back to Rahul.
Thank you very much for assessing Rajendra's speech. I hope that he would, of course, take good pointers and produce better results next time. And best of luck for both of your weight loss journeys. I would like to soon follow your journeys as well, because I'm also struggling with weight thanks to the pandemic. Okay, moving on to our next evaluator. Toastmaster Ayub would be evaluating the second speech. Let me just give you an introduction of Toastmaster Ayub. This is the second time I'm getting a chance to meet him, but let's go ahead. Ayub Zawahir, I am not sure if I'm saying that correctly. Hopefully you'll correct me later on. He's a graduate BA Honors in Business Management graduate and undergraduate in Software Engineering. He's a treasurer at Mavanela X Zaharian Toastmasters Club. I'm again not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but thank you for being here. And I would like all of us to listen to Toastmaster give his assessment of the second speech. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Yes, you did pronounce both my name and my club name correctly. And yeah, that's totally fine. And let me get my evaluation with the speaker. Toastmaster Poorva, I would say I really enjoyed your speech because you took a topic which is most relevant for this content, which is mental health with the great content of all. Therefore, first of all, shall we give a big round of applause for Toastmaster Poorva for delivering such an amazing speech. First of all, let me start with my three recommendations point, which is number one, I would say that you did achieve your project purpose, which is to apply the second speech onto your first. That is to add some practical examples where you mentioned about yours, like joining, how you resolved your fear on Toastmasters and your college, and moreover, how we could, you did mention that on how we could apply our emotions in order to control the mental health. That's the one point that I really loved. The second point which I loved was, as I said before, you had a very good content with confident, and where you had a very good flow from start to begin, where you started with a very good questions, and as well as you ended up with a great message. So that's another element which I really loved throughout your speech. Along with it, you had a very good hand gestures. And another point which I loved was the audience engagement, because when it comes to a speech, audience engagement is a much needed element. How you did was through asking a question, you got the attraction of the audience. Therefore, the main point, you got it over there. Just keep doing more and more. Therefore, you will be able to move on with it. As all speakers have a few areas to learn, even I do have a couple of recommendations that could take your speech to the next level in your future. Therefore, the first recommendation is that I would highly recommend if you could have, have a direct focus on the camera, because in between I saw that I was going left, right, up, and down. So therefore, I would highly recommend if you could apply on it. As I know this, since we are in a virtual platform, having a proper eye contact is a kind of hard thing, but let's try to work on it. So I hope that you will be able to work on it, I'm sure. And the second point is that I would have loved if you could use the stage usage more and more. Like at one point you could be on the middle, and for second phase you could move on to the right, and third phase you could move on to the left, and to give the conclusion you could have come into the mid position again. That would be more attractive for your speech. But I didn't mean that you had a very good attraction, but apply this. Therefore, you will be able to get more attraction on your speech. Overall, Toastmaster Poorva, you did achieve your project purpose. You had a very good content. Your ancestors were brilliant, and your engagement was brilliant. The areas which I am sure that you will be work on is your eye contact and stage movement. And I wish you all the best, Toastmaster Poorva. Over to you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Rahul.
Thank you, Ayub, for wonderfully giving your assessment and calmly explaining to Poorva how she can do better. With that, we'll be going to the next evaluator. Our evaluator, Anand, would be giving his assessment of the last speech, the third speech. Let me just introduce Anand to all of you. Anand is part of Club-Pune TMC, and he's a design engineer by profession and enjoys poetry. Thank you, Anand. Let's hear from you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. Love is all you need. False. You need air, water, food, and shelter. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Poorva, Toastmaster Sashank, and Toastmaster Shantanu for giving me this opportunity and making me a part of this grand meeting. I really had my first bunch of humor today for this day. And what a speech that was. The objective for Toastmaster Shantanu for today's project was to exercise a good body language and voice modulation. And I can proudly say, I can gladly say that Toastmaster Shantanu has almost met all of its requirements. When I say almost, I just have one recommendation. Since this was about body language, we were able to see hand gestures and face expressions for Toastmaster Shantanu quite well. But if he could have stand just a bit away from camera, we could have been able to see the whole body gesture. But apart from that, kudos to Toastmaster Shantanu for bringing us this great humor and a great speech to this project. It was a good start. Toastmaster Shantanu used figure of speech simile, where I could see that there was comparison between the love and the dagger, which we almost take in our chests. And of course, there is pain. He transitioned very well into the body of the speech by giving away the details, the nuances of how he has fallen for the girl, how he has seen the girl, and all the expressions, all the chemistry bombardment that he had in his mind, and the way he represented it was very well. I could actually relate to this. I could actually feel that I was there and I am seeing Toastmaster Shantanu with all these expressions on his face. So kudos to Toastmaster Shantanu for doing that. And when we look at the summary or the conclusion, it is always a wise thing to do to either to summarize the speech or to leave the audience with a question. And Toastmaster Shantanu did a good job by leaving the audience with a good question, by saying that it all remains in your imagination. All in all, I would say it was a great speech, and it really had a content to go over for a humorous speech contest. Toastmaster Shantanu also made good usage of phrases like break the cycle, and also some good words, that is Cupid, solemnly, sublimely, and doomed. So all in all, it was a great speech. I enjoyed a lot. And thank you so much, Toastmaster Shantanu, for delivering this speech. And all the best to you for your next speeches. Thank you. And over to you, Toastmaster Rahul.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anand. Let's move ahead. Is Toastmaster Omkar ready with the timers report? And if we would be having the polls, could we have it now, Poorva?
Once you complete your GE report, we'll have the polls.
Okay,
Also,
all of them together.
Sorry to interrupt. I just forgot about asking you the speech time report. So please share that as well.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Poorva. Toastmaster Rajen took 6 minutes 50 seconds. TM Poorva took 7 minutes 40 seconds. TM Santanu took 5 minutes 45 seconds. So sorry, Poorva is disqualified. And for evaluation, DTM Pramod has took 3 minutes 20 seconds. TM Anup has took 3 minutes 10 seconds, and TM Anand took 2 minutes 50 seconds. So in only Poorva has disqualified. Sorry for that.
Thank you for giving us the report. Unfortunately, Poorva learned a bad habit of mine and extended her speech time duration. All right. So it was a very fast meeting. I would say usually meetings don't go this fast. We moved from speeches to evaluations. We didn't need a break in between, although I think it would have been better so that we would be more prepared in presenting what we want to present. Nonetheless, all in all, sometimes fast is a good way of progressing. And let me start off with my general evaluators report. It's one of those meetings where you have a plan set up and sometimes there's a surprise element and things are a bit different. I believe we started off with 5 speeches, but we came down to 3. However, the show must go on. That's what we hear. And it's great that these 3 people who wanted to give their speeches took the opportunity and continued ahead. All the best for the remaining 2. Hopefully they'll get a chance next time. And with that, I don't understand why did the role players also reduce, and the presiding officer had to take the burden of the group and take up many roles, starting off with the Sergeant at Arms. Wonderfully done. On time, I would say probably a few seconds before time, but all in all, that's how it should be, to be punctual. Well done, and moved on, transition to the next, which was her role again, which is presiding officer. Clearly stated out what we wanted to do today and how it was going to proceed. And then we moved on to the speeches. Of course, timer was there to keep track of the whole meeting, giving the cue cards, how many people are overshooting, undershooting when they're qualified throughout the duration of the meeting, not only for the speeches, but also for the evaluators. Two people are missing, which is our counter and language evaluator. I'm not sure what happened with the language evaluator. It would have been great if we had one. We found a wide variety of language usage today. I'll be frank to say that we started from a lower segment to a very high segment, I think, and capturing this would have been wonderful. People who are not doing so well could have benefited from what they need to improve on, focus areas as well, and people who performed exceptionally, their pointers could have been highlighted throughout the meeting so that everyone knows how to use it, when to use it, and how much effective it can be. Because in the end, language is a tool, and if we are able to use it as and when we feel properly, it is going to give you amazing results. All right. I would now like to give my evaluation of the evaluators. Now, the evaluators had a task of enhancing the speaker's speeches, and now I come a bit more level ahead and like to present how the evaluators can take their speeches even much more ahead. Starting off with distinguished Toastmaster Pramod. I don't think I need to say much because he is the person who has got the most experience among the two of us. However, let me just remind you all how it went about. Firstly, I could see that there's a similarity between the speaker and the evaluator. I'll be coming back to this point later again. Why? Because something connects between the speaker and the evaluator, which is very wonderful. They both took the same speech, a different way of presenting it probably. However, they had a similar topic and a similar journey. This is amazing. This bonds very well with the evaluator and the speaker, and I'm pretty sure the speaker will benefit from this later on. And not only does this encourage the speaker on their speech, also it encourages them to take their speech ahead, be more confident with what they want to deliver, how to deliver, and how much amazing they can be. So Toastmaster Pramod used gestures, which was good to point out. Using hands, he was very comfortable in expressing, which Toastmaster Rajendra could take up. He has clear use of language, no pauses in between, no struggles in between, shows how confident one person should be. And he gave a whole breakdown of the speech. So this is good. It summarizes everything properly of the whole speech, how it needs to be, how it was, gives the person, not only the speaker, but everyone over here to understand how a speech should be structured and how effective that could be. He gave a recommendation, which is citing sources. Now, this is something which Rajendra could take up. It is really crucial, especially if you're coming from a scientific background where sources do matter a lot. So this is a valid suggestion for Toastmaster Rajendra if he's going to go for technical speeches. As well as he pointed out that the speech was a bit conversational. Usually we don't do this, but I would like to disagree with Toastmaster Pramod. I found that the speech wasn't that much of a conversational. It was casual as well as very light so that the audience can connect. However, these are feedbacks which Toastmaster Rajendra would require moving ahead, how people have difference of opinions and how we can integrate them. All in all, what is most important is that the evaluator not only shared his opinion of the speech, gave feedback about it, and also provided pointers. This is something which we look forward from all evaluators. Well, moving on to the second evaluator, we had Toastmaster Ayub. Toastmaster Ayub speaks very calmly and very clearly. However, I just wanted to say, is it some sort of nervousness you have? It may be, because sometimes we at the start get a bit nervous and there are many interruptions while speaking. If Toastmaster Ayub can focus on that, this is just my recommendation and suggestion to Toastmaster Ayub, that if you can remove that pent-up nervousness energy, I'm pretty sure you'd sound much better without those interruptions. He's very humble in his approach in giving his assessment. which is at times pleasant to all of us. We don't want someone who keeps on bragging a lot. And it, of course, gives a whole different taste to how different speakers are. He again, just like Toastmaster Phone, he also broke down the speech how it was. He gave out details of what he liked from the speaker. He gave out that first the purpose of the speech was met, and he gave everything in a calm and composed manner. What I liked about his evaluation was that he humbly explained the benefits of how the speech was, what pointers need to be given, how the speaker can address them, what stood out, what is prevalent in these times. And this is going to enforce the speaker to be much more confident while presenting next time. So these type of pointers, although they may not be recommendations as such, but they come in somewhere between recommendation and commendation, which again will bridge the gap and help the speaker advance further. And then we have the last evaluator, Toastmaster Anand. I'll come back to the point I made with the first evaluator. There's again some similarity. When Toastmaster Shantanu in his speech said that how is it possible that two people who have different hearts are in a different body, and how is that their heartbeats are synced? Something like that is over here. I can see that the speaker and the evaluator, the energies match. Toastmaster Shantanu started off with a very amazing start, and Toastmaster Anand caught up to it. Not only shows that both of them are in coordination, but I'm pretty sure Toastmaster Anand made it his objective to focus on Toastmaster Shantanu and how he can do best to assist Toastmaster Shantanu. So not only the main objective of giving whether the speech is working out or not, that was given out in the very beginning. Toastmaster Anand also gave recommendations, and not only recommendation, I would say applauded the speaker and pointed out how amazing the usage of the language was throughout the speech. Not only the usage of the language, also the structuring. Now, there are plenty pointers and recommendations to give over here, such as the use of props, or like to say that he used dagger, a knife actually, but not a dagger, but still, but how it works out. Now, these descriptive ways line with how the speaker was. And I'm glad to see that this energy is matching, and it is a delight to everyone. It's not only something to enjoy, but it seems that Toastmaster Anand caught up to this, used the speaker's way of talking to his benefit in his speech. This is an amazing trick. I'm pretty sure it's a delight to everyone who watches it. I'm glad that he took it up. And something I would like to now just focus on Toastmaster Anand is that I'm not sure. I've had discussions with you earlier. It's not something new for me, but for some reason I'm seeing that you are fumbling with words, maybe because of the nervousness. Again, these are some regular reasons for these happenings, but maybe if you just relax a bit, it would be a lot helpful. All in all, amazing. And with this, I'm coming to an end. I have no other role players to evaluate. Other than that, it was very short, crisp, and the timer forgot to time me, or didn't want to time me because I usually eat up a lot of time. All in all, with that, thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster Poorva.
Thank you so much, Rahul, for that detailed report. Yes, I know you, whenever he's about to evaluate, he's just going to go in depths and depths and depths. But thank God we did not have many role players today, because otherwise it would be an hour-long evaluation then. Yes. All right, let's move ahead with the polls. I'll quickly launch the polls, and let me check. Okay, yeah, we are good to go. Yes. Can you all see the polls? Okay. Yes, Rahul, although I have said that it will be an hour-long evaluation, but it's not like that. But the thing is, yes, you evaluate very well but we need to have like one proper session, one Toastmaster meeting just for you, so that you can evaluate everyone properly. And whatever you give, the feedback is always useful. I've seen that. So it's always nice to have you in the meeting. Yes. All right, we are done with 6 people voting. Just one person who's left with voting. Please do vote. One vote also matters. You never know how the results flip. So, okay, we are done. Everyone has voted. I'll end the poll. And let me share the results. The best speaker. Yes, it's Toastmaster Shantanu. Congratulations. The best evaluator is DTM Pramod. Congratulations, DTM Pramod. And the best auxiliary role player, which is me, Sajid at Arms Poorva. Thank you so much. And the best role player award goes to Toastmaster Rahul. That is why I was saying, one vote matters. I was about to win that award as well, but yes, it goes to Rahul finally.
But I voted for you.
Oh, thank you. But it is well deserved. Yes. All right. And I will be sharing the certificates end of the day. All right. So we are done with the entire main agenda. And now I'll quickly take some feedback from the visiting Toastmasters. Let's go ahead with the DTM Pramod. So you're joining the club for the first time, I guess. I mean, in the online meeting.
No, I was not joining the club. I'm not joining the club for the first time. I was an active member of your club from the beginning to maybe for 2 years. Though I'm not the charter member of the club. I started associating with the club from day 1 onwards. In fact, I had given my CC 7, 8, and 9 in Sinhgad Toastmasters Club. And it was a very good team. I am quite surprised to note that none of the past members are not here. All new faces. We used to meet at Mangal Murthy Clubhouse Complex, and there is one small restaurant adjacent to that place. I still remember having coffee with my friends. Those were the good days, like what Dan Adam said. Good to be here again after a gap of 1 year, 1.5 years. I'm looking forward to participate more meetings now in the virtual world. Right now I'm in Nagpur, but because it is an online
meeting. I too come from Nagpur, by the way. I too come from Nagpur.
Oh, okay. There are a lot of Toastmasters. I think 50% of the Toastmasters in Pune are from Nagpur. If you find out their roots, either one way or the other, they are connected with Nagpur. Good to see. The club still has got the same vigor, energy, and all. One small advice: start your offline meetings. Now the COVID, everything is over. Find out a good place. I don't know how many of you have really attended offline meetings, physical meetings. That's more fun. You should experience that as well. Thank you so much.
Definitely. Yeah, I see. Okay. Omkar is also from Betul, near to Nagpur. Yeah, you're from MP, you had told us. So we are very connected.
Yes.
Very true. All right. Now let's move ahead with TM Anand. Can you please share your feedback for the meeting?
Sure. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Poorva. It was a great meeting. I enjoyed a lot. There was such a contagious energy for us as compared to a Sunday morning. First it was you who has been taking up, multiple roles and doing it very well. Even the speech that you delivered was very good. And, I remember you have mentioned that once you had this social anxiety. So I could see, there is a huge change or, huge transformation in you. You are so confident. You look so confident while delivering everything and taking multiple roles. So kudos to you. And yeah, really all the role players, it was great learning for me. I enjoyed a lot today. In also Toastmaster Rahul, he always gives away very good evaluation, and all the speakers I really enjoyed. Toastmaster Rajendra. So the topic was very close to my heart. as it was for Toastmaster Shantanu. So yeah, kudos to all the speakers, guys. Thank you so much for making me part of this meeting today.
Thank you, Anand, for your lovely feedback. Can we have TM Shantanu?
Thank you for that, Toastmaster Poorva. It was an amazing learning session. Really quick meet, so had a very quick learning, but it was a great experience. I got to explore, meet people from other clubs. So there is a entire complete package of the learning on a Sunday morning, though I'm not gonna lie, it was very difficult to wake up early. Other than that, everything was perfect.
Thank you, Shantanu. Today, actually, I was scared, will you be joining the meeting or not? Because I had called you, I guess, around 9:50 and you're not picking up. But thankfully, you joined later, so I was
Really sorry for that.
no problem. Okay, now can we have the feedback from Toastmaster Ayub?
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Poorva. And I don't know, this is the multiple time I joined for this club, taking up Evaluator, and before even I have used to take many more wars. And the one thing I really loved about this meeting is already, although there aren't any role players, the meeting will be happening. Basically, there are a few clubs that if the role players aren't available, they will keep postponing. But I don't see anything around here. I really love that enthusiastic, and the special appreciation should go to Toastmaster Poorva, because her dedication for this club is just, I can't just explain to the words. So it's a much dedication that she's giving for this club, as well as it's a great thing for Toastmasters as well. And in future, I'll keep coming for this Toastmasters, and I wish all the very best. That's it over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ayub. You are just like now a regular member of our club. I should have not taken feedback as well from you, because you're just the member. And okay, now let's go ahead with Toastmaster Rahul.
Thank you. I'll keep it short and sweet for once, because usually you know how it is, and everyone over here has experienced it firsthand how it is when I start talking. Firstly, thank you for having me in the meeting. I was contacted by Shashank. He wanted me, he booked me well in advance. Almost, I would say, on Tuesday, he booked me. Like, I want you in the meeting. Could you take it up? And I said, fine, let's go ahead with this. It's the club energy I like over here. It's on a Sunday morning. If this meeting goes well with you, then your day goes well ahead. So this is something wonderful. Thank you for giving the speeches, all of you. All of you presented quite well. It was an amazing start. And the interaction with having different club members. So if we are not from one club, we are coming from different clubs. I can see all of you are from different localities. And this interaction really helps. I'm glad that we are, so like Pramod said, we should experience the offline thing. I agree with that. However, the online thing has its benefit. There's no way I could get a chance to just sit at home, start off my morning lazily, and then interact with so many people and then get back to life. Else it would have been get ready, travel, attend a meeting, then come back, travel. Most of your time is lost over there. But through this online platform, we are able to enjoy. And I keep on thinking that there are so many clubs I should attend. The experience, once it is amassed, will be amazing at the end. To just go through the, how should I put it in words? I'm struggling to put it in words. When you have reached the end of your journey, or when you look back at how much you have done or how many meetings you have attended, the number of people you have got to talk to, meet, listen, it is something which can fill your heart with immense joy. So thank you for the opportunity, and over back to you, Poorva.
Thank you so much, Rahul, for joining today's meeting. And yeah, So I guess I'm done with taking the feedback from everyone, all the visiting Toastmasters. Yes. And once again, I would like to thank everyone for joining today's meeting. And we are done with the meeting. It's 11:15 now. All right.